On this episode of Cape Media News, the Cape Cod Women's Music Fest is a big success, residents clean up in Harwich and Dennis, and we thank our interns for a great year. These stories and more, this is Cape Media News. Hello everyone, this is Cape Media News. I'm Sarah Colvin.
I'm Kayla Jorgensen.
And I'm Destiny Foley.
And you are watching your local authentic newscast for Cape Cod. And as you can see, we've got a full house here on the Cape Media News set. These wonderful ladies, Kayla and Destiny, have been interning with us since the beginning of the school year. And this year went by so fast, I can't even believe it.
Totally.
So fast. You guys excited for graduation?
Very excited. Nervous, but excited.
So Kayla, what was your favorite part about interning here at the Media Center?
My favorite part was definitely the telethon. Seeing a live show happen and seeing all the moving parts to it was insane, and being a part of those moving parts, even crazier.
And you guys were such a big help in that night. It was not easy to do that at all, so you guys were a big help for that. Destiny, how about you?
Well, speaking of the telethon, I don't think I had to write something so fast in my life. I was like, what's happening next, you know? I think just everything. I loved everything about this internship. And just being able to dip my feet in a different form of media from what I'm, compared to what I'm used to. So it's been a fantastic experience, and just getting to work with really lovely people.
And you guys have done a great job. You did a lot of stuff out in the field as well, a story about the blue economy that we're going to show later on in this show again. But tell me a little bit about what you learned through the process of doing that piece.
You want to tackle that one?
No.
I think what we learned from it was first of all, how hard it is to get two people to go together and make sure everyone knows what's going on, even yourself.
Just get people talking.
Yeah.
About what's happening.
I guess the whole project, the Bring Back the Youth project, I guess learning from it is how to come up with ideas that would grab somebody's attention and how to keep their attention and make it interesting and fun, not only for us, but for the people watching.
That's really some great insight. It's not easy to do that, right? You watch television a lot, you watch news stories, and it's so easy to comprehend. You don't really think about all of the work that it takes to kind of get those sound bites and get the right story.
Yeah.
So I'm glad you guys had the experience to do that. And then the Bring Back the Youth, I think with the blue economy and those stories as well, you were really talking about ways that young people such as yourselves can find viable careers or can get more involved here on the Cape. And did you learn kind of the importance of that through that process?
Yes. A few months ago, Kayla and I attended a Cape Cod Young Professionals meeting, breakfast actually, in Harwich. And Jung Ho Pak was our keynote speaker. He's fantastic.
He's amazing.
I love him so much. And I mean, the slides that were being presented and just watching the statistics and, the numbers are so terribly low when it comes to youth on Cape Cod. And I know it's crucial to have a young voice, and that's what, learning at the Blue Economy Fair at the college, learning that, there are jobs looking for young people. That's what they're, So creating that video was important just to remind kids that there is something for you here. So yeah.
And so Kayla, you are going to Fitchburg State. Tell me what you'll be studying and what you're hoping to get out of college.
I will be studying communications with a concentration in film and video. And I guess the whole college thing I'm looking for is just experience, getting out into the thing that I love most and kind of tailoring it to make sure, and I want to do that to make this internship actually help me figure out where I'm going, but I kind of want to get more from it.
And you got to do some creative projects as well. Yes. You were kind of co-interning with Channel 22, B2B TV, and you made a really great movie as well as a video. So tell me about those projects.
So my movie is called Shrink, and I wanted to make a short film because that's where my head was always going to, and always like, I need to do that. So I had a poem that I wrote about 2 or 3 years ago that was really dark and really sad. And I remember watching people talk about how they turned their poems into stories. So I was like, I can try and do that. And I went to Mr. Gilbert and I was like, hey, can I do this? And he didn't even read it. He was like, sure, go ahead. And then it was really fun to do. Destiny was in it. And it was kind of the weirdest experience ever because everyone was looking at me to tell them what to do, and I'm usually the one looking at other people to know what to do. So it was a weird switch, but it was so fun, and I cannot wait to make another one.
A good learning experience for
Yes.
sure. And Destiny, you are going to Salem State to talk to me about what you are going to be studying.
Yes. So I have finally decided, well, I always knew I was going to, but going through like the whole entire college process was like the hardest thing I've ever had to do in my life. My main fear was, you know, not being able to afford college because that's a big problem in our society today.
It's big money.
The big money. And I, you know, had to put that aside and, you know, put my education first. You know, that can come later. So yes, I'm going to Salem State and I'm going to major in technical theater and design.
Excellent. Well, it was so wonderful to have you guys around here at the Media Center, and I know you are just going to do fantastic in your career, and please stop by and see us here soon.
Thank
We will
you.
do. Thank you.
Our interns, Kayla Jorgensen and Destiny Foley, joining us here on the set of Cape Media News, and keep an eye on these folks for the future.
Are you or someone you know looking for a caring local healthcare provider? Hi, I'm Chris Ellis, Director of Organizational Advancement at Community Health Center of Cape Cod. The Health Center's mission is to improve the health of the community through the provision of comprehensive, high-quality, compassionate health care to all, regardless of ability to pay. We currently care for more than 17,000 patients on the Cape. We are a full-service, nonprofit health center that is happy to announce the opening of an office in Centerville, joining others in Mashpee, Falmouth, and Bourne. Our Centerville office is located at 1185B Falmouth Road, at the corner of Route 28 and West Main Street. We are open for walk-in visits from anyone who needs care, Monday to Thursday from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m., and no appointment is necessary. To learn more about becoming a patient, employee, volunteer, or donor at the Health Center, visit chcofcapecod.org or call 508-477-7090. Thank you.
Kayla and Destiny worked hard on a number of projects for us this year. This one focused on the blue economy.
Cape Cod is endowed with over 1,000 miles of coastline, acres of protected conservation lands, world-renowned marine technology organizations, and a reputation as an internationally known coastal vacation choice. But how do we keep the marine industry booming?
Launched in 2015 by the Cape Cod Chamber of Commerce, the Blue Economy Project is a regional initiative to promote and sustain a maritime-focused economy on Cape Cod, Martha's Vineyard, Nantucket, and southern Plymouth County.
My position in the mission of the Chamber is really to make sure that Cape Cod is a healthy and sustainable place for us and for our future generations. Part of what this project works on is an understanding that the environment is our economy here, and that if we don't have a healthy environment, our economy becomes really challenging.
The Blue Economy recently hosted an event to showcase water-focused businesses as diverse as diesel technicians, engineers, and fishermen.
I didn't know about any of these opportunities, and everyone seems to think, oh, I need to get off Cape to find a real high-paying career, but this just goes to show that you really don't.
You know, on every level, there's organizations on the Cape that do environmental activism. There's entrepreneurial groups, student government groups. Getting engaged in whatever your passion in, I guess, is the important thing. Don't sit by idly. Figure out what it is that you love to do and go after it.
The Blue Economy acknowledges that the environment is our economy. It recognizes the vast role that water, both salt and fresh, play in our everyday life, and the importance of finding a sustainable and symbiotic course for the future.
And that story mentioned the importance of our community working to ensure Cape Cod's young people can have a strong future here. Another piece Kayla and Destiny worked on focused on the efforts of classmate Colleen Ellis, who founded Barnstable Enough.
I'm Colleen Ellis. I'm a senior and I go to Barnstable High School. I've always been a very advocative kind of person, so I've always liked representing other people. I've always liked public speaking. It got to a point where I realized, oh, my own voice, like I can spread that and I can spread the change. And I really loved like seeing how I can make a difference in the community. One person had asked me actually, can you be on the Cape Cod Student Board? And then I got promoted to chair, and that got me kind of, I wouldn't even say over my head, but definitely in the deep end of politics. So I use technology and social media because it's a lot hard to just ask someone to do something or inspire people face to face. Well, that works when you're talking at the March for Our Lives or talking at a press conference with the school committee, but social media connects everybody of almost all ages. So I started the Barnstable Enough account because we needed a better way to communicate with students. I created it to better represent Barnstable and kind of make it more of a, this is our movement, this isn't my movement. Gun control is a topic that we need to talk about because it's hard to talk about. There's no solution to a problem that only happens in America. There aren't school shootings in Sweden, there aren't school shootings other places. Why is it only America? Why is it only here? And why are we just normalizing it? Like, why is it blown up by the media? Why does it keep happening? Students that are shot dead, they don't come back for your high school reunion 10 years later. I march for them and I march for the kids, and I live my high school experiences for the kids who can't have them. And I stand up for them and their voice because they don't have one anymore. The entire walkout march, I had to present it to the school committee, town council, stuff like that to get it approved. And all the adults would give us standing ovations. We won Democrat of the Year award. We got recognition from the Congress, the Senate, the House of Representatives. Adults respect the hell out of kids who want to make a difference in this world. It's not that hard to change the world. You just have to stand up for yourself and do it.
And Kayla mentioned the short film she created based on a poem she wrote. We'd like to share that with you now.
It started off with a mirror in the locker room. The room was filled with the scent of justice perfumes and attitude. It began to feel like a tomb. I was suffocating and I didn't know why. As I stared at myself in that mirror, the other girl's eyes were locked on me. I was praying to disappear, to shrink. I was 14 when I stopped eating. It went unnoticed for a while, even by myself, until we came back to school after spring break and I became a success story. The same girls I had known from the team would ask me for my secret. How do I tell them the secret is dying? How do I tell them? I stare into the same mirror every day, shrink. I go on my knees and pray for a body from the magazines, shrink. I just want to be skinny, shrink. I miss being a child. Never worrying about what looks good and what fits. Just putting on whatever I could play in and not stepping on a scale. Eating whatever I wanted, not worrying about portions and protein. Not having to turn on the calculator in my head and count the calories. Never realized how good I had become at shrinking myself until I saw my ribs. The more bones that poked from my skin, the closer I was to falling in love with my illness. I was 15. I had to die to realize I wanted to be alive.
Thank you again so much to our interns, Kayla Jorgensen and Destiny Foley. They are going to be superstars. Up next, residents clean up in Harwich and Dennis.
Did you know that with your library card, you can borrow passes for discounted admission to popular museums or get free access to Consumer Reports? Hi, my name is Emily Carta. I'm the staff librarian at Brooks Free Library. Here at the library, we're proud to bring you a wide range of programs and services beyond checking out books and movies. Throughout the year, we host programs for all age groups, such as live music performances, a craft club, and even a Thursday movie matinee. All programs are free to attend and open to everyone. Our e-library puts your favorite digital resources right at your fingertips, any day, anytime. Read full articles from the New York Times or research your family tree right from the comfort of your own home. There's something for everyone here at the library. For more information, visit us at brooksfreelibrary.org or call 508-430-7562. And don't forget to subscribe to our newsletter for all the latest updates about the library.
In the spring, it's not unusual to see community groups getting together to help clean up litter and trash that collects on the roadside. We visited Tour de Trash in Harwich and another cleanup in Dennis.
You've heard it said that one man's trash is another man's treasure. But that wasn't the case in Dennis and Harwich, where volunteers filled hundreds of bags with roadside debris.
It was a total disaster here at this location. It's like a dumping ground.
Coffee cups, cans, straws. I picked up a lot of straws today. Lots of nips.
The weather's cooperating, which is always a help. And there's obviously plenty of trash to pick up, which is a little sad, but we're doing it.
In Harwich, the 5th annual Tour de Trash met bright and early, drawing more than 130 volunteers. And in Dennis, where they turned their trash day into a community appreciation event, they drew more than 150 volunteers and over 20 nonprofits who wanted to share their love for the environment.
We think it's very important for the volunteers to get to know some of the other nonprofits in the Cape Cod community and all the important work that they do. So we invited a number of nonprofits here, and today we have 25 different organizations represented, just sitting here while the volunteers come back, waiting for their volunteer luncheon so that they can get to know all of the different organizations that help make Dennis special.
Trash Pickup Day reminds us that littering can be a problem anywhere.
Last year we collected over 1,200 pounds of trash and over 600 pounds of recycling in Harwich. Fortunately, there are many very dedicated volunteers who show up every year to help us in this effort.
Cape Media News met with some of the volunteers who shared their motivation for helping.
My motivation to help with anything related to the environment is that I've just come through 4 months of chemo, radiation, and a double mastectomy because I have breast cancer, and I have the kind of breast cancer that is related to the environment, to chemicals. I don't have the kind of cancer that people get from hormones. So it's made me a lot more cautious about the environment that I live in, and also to be part of the solution to clean it up.
So I've done this every year because it's important to keep our town clean and give back to the community. It gives me a good feeling to know that I'm giving back and that people do care here.
You know, it gives the town a sprucing before the summer season hits, and you know, it's sort of like the annual Christmas stroll. We all go downtown and get to see folks we hadn't seen. Well, we all get to meet here at lunch. We all get to see people we haven't seen in a while and catch up on how families are doing. So it's a wonderful activity.
But these community cleanups do so much more than just unite the community around a good cause. They also spread awareness.
We like to bring an awareness to just how much litter there is on our roadsides, on our beaches, in our conservation areas. So this event is a couple of different things. It's to clean the town, which is great environmentally, but it's also really good to bring awareness to people just about how bad it is.
The Tour de Trash in Harwich and Dennis's spring cleanup were held on Saturday, April 27th. For Cape Media News, I'm Gabrielle Rawson.
Up next, the Cape Cod Women's Music Fest raises money to help people facing cancer.
Did you know that 1 in 4 Cape Codders are affected by lower impaired vision or have a loved one with lower impaired vision? Hello, I'm Larry Lyford, board member at Sight Loss Services. We help individuals with lower impaired vision who don't qualify for state or federal assistance. Many of our consumers are seniors. We organize and run peer-to-peer support groups in just about every town on Cape Cod. We also have a resource room at our office on Route 134 in Dennis that allows folks to touch, feel, and see what types of adaptive aids are available to them. The agency does not take or require insurance, and we do not charge any fees for any of our services. We have developed many programs over the years to foster independence and reintegration for the vision impaired. Almost everyone is affected by or has a friend or loved one with sight impairments. There are resources available to these folks, and we can help. Our philosophy remains, no one should go through sight loss alone. Sight Loss Services is here to help. To find out more about how we can help or to donate, please please call us at 508-394-3904 or visit our website at sightloss.org.
Now in its 7th year, the Cape Cod Women's Music Festival is a mainstay of spring, an event that brings talented musicians together to raise money for the Cape Wellness Collaborative, an organization that helps fund integrative therapies for people facing cancer. Gabrielle Rawson reports.
The Cape Wellness Collaborative held another sold-out event to raise money for wellness therapies on Cape Cod.
The Cape Cod Women's Music Festival was something I always wanted to do, and in 2012 was our first year, and I founded it in memory of my mom, who I lost to ovarian cancer when she was 50 years old. So it's a way to honor her, celebrate women in music all at the same time, and it's just been an amazing ride.
We have had 10 consecutive sold-out events. In fact, our events usually sell out a month in advance, as did this one as well. So we will have over 600 people in the Cape Playhouse tonight.
So we have, let's see, about 7 featured performers, and yeah, anything from full bands to we have a percussionist playing the marimba, we have a violin, we have so much, and it's really diverse. With a cancer diagnosis, people feel so powerless, and this gives something for people to do, and you feel like a little bit empowered and like you can make a difference just by attending an event or volunteering or sponsoring us, and it's just really become something that we never dreamed would be this big in just a few short years.
Since it started, Cape Wellness Collaborative has raised more than $200,000 and helped 550 patients.
Insurance doesn't pay for a lot of the services that we provide. So what we do, which is the great thing, is we give cancer patients a gift card, just like a gift card that you would buy at the store. It's $250, although they can get it renewed. It allows them to get acupuncture, Reiki, massage, all kinds of integrative therapies that assist with their treatment for cancer.
There are so many people here on the Cape who have been affected that it's a great way for the community to come together and tell them that they're not alone. You're helping people in your community, you're helping your teachers, you're helping the parents of your kids, friends, and your banker, your doctor.
This marvelous organization is all about community support, love, and if you come to this event, you totally feel it.
When we started, we thought, oh, this is a way to, take the little bit of money we make from the music festival and do something with it, and it's just grown into such an extraordinary organization because of the support of the community.
So these events are essential for us to be able to provide the services that we provide. And we thank everybody that supports us and everybody that comes to our events.
The Cape Cod Women's Music Festival was held Saturday, May 11th at the Cape Playhouse in Dennis. For Cape Media News, I'm Gabrielle Rawson.
Well, that's it for this week's edition of Cape Media News. We are pleased to bring you local, authentic news coverage every week. Thanks once again to my stylist, Stacey Kuhn, for doing my hair. You can check her out at staceykuhn.com. I'm Sarah Colvin. We'll be back next week with more Cape Media News.